Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to see what we call higher derivatives, and as the name just implies, it means we are doing more derivative. We are doing the differentiation more than once. Okay, so recall that we said dy on dx is what we call the first derivative. That is the first time we apply derivative on a function, we call it the first derivative. Now what if you differentiate this? That is, you differentiate this with respect to x of dy on dx. This is what will now give you the squared y on dx, all that squared, say dx on dx. But mathematicians decide to call this as the squared y on x squared. Okay, they call this the second derivative. Mathematicians call this the second derivative, that the squared y on dx squared. And you can also apply it on another one. Let us see the derivative with respect to x on the squared y on dx squared. This now gives you the cube y on dx cube. Have you seen that? This gives you now what we call the third derivative. And you can keep going, right up to the n derivatives. So let's move to our first example and find the third derivative of this polynomial. Let us say example y equals x cubed plus 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus So we are going to find the derivative of this, the first, the second, and the third derivative. Can you pause the video and try? Well, good. So let us begin with the first derivative. So if you apply dy, the derivative of the left hand side y, we just simply get 1. Each time you differentiate y, attach to dy on dx equals, if you differentiate x cubed, recall that the derivative of x to the n with respect to x is simply n x to the n minus 1. So this is our n, here is 3. So we bring down the 3, we write our x, we write to the 3 minus 1. Have you seen that? And 3 minus 1 is simply 3 to the, okay, let us keep it like that. And we move to the next, 3x squared, you keep the 3, you differentiate the x, you bring down the 2, you write x to the 2 minus 1. This 2, you bring it down and then subtract it by 1, just like what we did to the other. And plus 2x, so you put all that plus 2 into, you write the 1 here, you bring down the 1, you write x to the 1 minus 1. Plus the derivative of this constant is always 0, no matter what it is. If it is pi, even if it is e, if it is log 10, no matter the number, so it does not have x, the derivative of that is always 0. Okay, now let me clean the formula that you are doing. If I clean this formula and I write this gently, we got 3x to the 3 minus 1 plus 3 into 2 x to the 2 minus 1 plus 2 into 1 x to the 1 minus 1. If you simplify this, we just get 3 x to the power 2, 3 minus 1 is 2, plus 3 times 2 which is 6 x to the power 1 plus 2 into 1 x to the power 0 is 1, that is 2 times 1 is 2, then x to the power 0 is 1, just 2 times 1, or we simply get 2. So this is our first derivative. Some people call it y prime. Now we can move to the second derivative. Second derivative means differentiating what we already got. So we are now moving to the derivative of our first derivative with respect to x, and this is equals to the squared y on the x squared, which is equals to, we differentiate this, we still bring down the power down, we get 3 into 3 into 2, we bring down the power is 2 x to the 2 minus 1, correct, plus 6 into x, 6 into 1 comes down, the power for x, 1 x to the power 1 minus 1 plus the derivative of this is a constant plus 0, right? And we just simply get 3 times 2, this gives us 6 x plus 6 times this gives us x to the power 0, 1 minus 1 is 0, and x to the 0 is 1, 6 times 1, and this is our y double prime, or the squared y on the x squared. And we can move to the third derivative, that is differentiating our second derivative. So if we take the derivative of our y double prime with respect to x, this is equals to the cube y on the x cube, which will now be equals to the derivative of this. So you write this x, you bring down the power here for x, which is 1, x to the power 1 minus 1, plus the derivative of this is a constant, is always 0, and we just simply get this is now equals to 6 into x to the 0, which is 1. So it just 6 times 1, which is 6. So we have found our first, second, third, and even you can continue to find your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, and so on derivatives. Hope this video was very helpful to give you a good introduction into higher derivatives. Give this video a thumbs up, like the video please, encourage to motivate the video by liking it, share to your friends, and if you have any problem, drop it in the comment section below. Thanks very much for watching and have a great day. Go ahead.